All right, we'll also be now time to talk to the Herald's political editor in Port Elizabeth, Rochelle de Kock. Rochelle, thank you so much for joining me. Rochelle, let's start with the headlines there for your newspaper, the Herald itself. And one of your headlines is, "Give us the money or else. United Front threatens Treasury with legal action if it continues to withhold the 1.2 billion rand in grants." But Treasury is saying, we asked you to do certain things, you haven't done those things.
Yes, certainly. So, good morning. I mean, what we've got on our front page today is honestly just the continuation of this feud, if I can call it that, that's been going on, and really a standoff between the Treasury and the municipality that's dragged on, I would say, for the last year or even 2 years. But it certainly heated up, over the last couple of months. We saw our Deputy Finance Minister, David Masondo, eventually stepping in and writing to the acting mayor saying, we do not agree with the acting municipal manager that, that has been appointed, and we feel that he was appointed illegally. And quite honestly, as the custodian of the public purse, we are not going to be dishing out the conditional grants that are owed to the municipality, as well as the equitable share. And so this really puts the city in a precarious position. And so Deputy Minister Masondo was basically, talking about the fact that you have a municipal manager that was brought back from suspension, continued to work while his disciplinary case is on, and he then now gets to lead the administration with all these charges of misconduct still hanging over his head. And so now with the story in our paper today, we then also go into detail about the fact that, this very same acting municipal manager has now instructed senior officials to no longer use, external legal, representatives when it's matters of disciplinary hearing. And we also know that they've used external lawyers in, the matter against him. So it's a very difficult situation that that residents have found themselves in, really just stuck between the Treasury and the municipality, and in this big standoff, and we're not sure who's going to back down first. Yep,
it's interesting what's going on there. One of the other headlines or your top stories that you're following in the Herald, Dlamini Zuma rejects claims a cigarette ban has failed. You're obviously talking about what's going on in the Western Cape High Court here.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's obviously of big public interest. There's been some claims that's been made from, from the side that's wanting the cigarette ban lifted. And Dr. Dlamini Zuma is, digging in her heels. And it's very interesting developments every day. And I think South Africans are clearly watching this with real interest.
All right, Rochelle de Kock, thank you so much for joining me this morning, the political editor there from the Herald in Port Elizabeth. All right, let's look at the Star headline here as well. What are they looking at this morning? Banks to face the Equality Court. This story is an empowerment lobby group that's gunning for lenders who they say sideline black-owned businesses from government's 500 billion rand stimulation package. The complaints of black-owned businesses being sidelined there. They complain about the banks. And also you've got the task team to probe procurement of PPE. Of course, this is after the president announced yesterday he's appointed a committee of ministers to deal with allegations of corruption associated with the country's response to the coronavirus. Okay, that's a look at some of the stories making headlines on our top newspapers in the country. At this present moment, let's take a quick look and see what's happening in the markets.